Hello, this is Clean Coach Carly. I am the staff nutritionist at Healthy Habits Living, and I'm going to tell you some unique uses for Biocidin Botanical. Now, if you're not familiar with Biocidin, this is an herbal botanical formula that is stacked or layered with different herbs, and I call it a full spectrum antimicrobial formula. So it has the power to kill a lot of different organisms living on and in your body. If you're not familiar with Biocidin, check my other videos and my blogs about the ingredients, the research behind it, and how to use it. It's important to remember that you need to start low and slow with this formula. I recommend the LSF, which is the liposomal liquid formula. You can easily start with half a dose or half a drop by diluting it with water. So this is very, very powerful. And remember, don't start this unless you know what you're doing. So make sure your elimination pathways are open, that you're going to the bathroom, that you're able to sweat, and that you aren't already super toxic. Okay. So if you are prepared to start using Biocidin, of course you can take it orally, and that's the most direct and used route. But you can also use it topically, and lots of users have reported some interesting indications. So here are some possibilities of how to use it topically. It's been used for rashes of unknown types. Why did we get a rash? We don't know. It's been used for diaper rash. It's been used on psoriasis and eczema. It has been used on toenail fungus, on acne, on cradle cap and dandruff, and it can be used topically on your gums for either putting on and letting it sit, or for oil pulling, which is pulling it through your teeth. Now, it's important to note that you don't want to leave this on for a long time. I wouldn't leave it on any more than 5 to 20 minutes max. And the first time I put it on my skin, I would probably only leave it on for a minute and then wash with warm soap and water. Now, if you're using the liquid formula, not the liposomal, but the liquid formula, remember that it has alcohol in it and it may cause a little bit of a stinging sensation. That's why I like the LSF formula. So I have instructions on how to dose this or use this topically in my blog linked below. Some other interesting indications that Biocidin has been used for are rectally or vaginally. So you can use the capsules as a vaginal suppository if you are experiencing a microbiome dysbiosis or imbalance. So we would call that vaginosis or vaginitis, or if you have a yeast infection of some sort, you could try this as an herbal and natural remedy. Instructions for that would be 1 to 3 times per day, depending on your symptoms and your tolerance. And remember, you want to make sure that you're detoxifying already and that you're not causing a big die-off reaction. It's also been used for prostatitis. So this is using the capsules as a rectal suppository. Some other indications are near your eye. It's been used for conjunctivitis or a stye in the eye. Now, it's important to remember, do not put this in your eye. I would not even put it within 1 inch of my eye. So I would, put it maybe 1 to 2 inches below. And I would use a Q-tip to gently swab it on. And then I would wash with warm soap and water to make sure I got all the remnants off and so it doesn't get in your eye. The other thing that's been used for is ear infections. And again, you're not going to put this directly into your ear. You could put it on a cotton ball or a cotton swab and put it on or around the opening of your ear. I do something similar to this when I have an earache. I use a little bit of garlic oil. When I have an ear infection, I use the Biocidin on a cotton ball and put in my ear. I usually leave it in there anywhere from 5 to 20 minutes, depending on the severity. So again, it's important to remember, if you're using the liquid version that has alcohol in it, you're going to get a little bit of a burning sensation. If you're using the LSF version, it is going to have a staying power. It's going to have a little bit of a residue because it's in a lipid or a fat. And you don't want this in around your eyes or your nose or your ears. You don't want it staying there, because then you could touch your eyes or your ears or your nose and spread it around and get a lot of unpleasant sensations. So make sure and wash this off completely. Now, if you aren't familiar with Biocidin, it's usually used internally for things like urinary tract infections or interstitial cystitis, which can be an E. coli infection in the bladder. Can be used for SIBO, which is a small bowel overgrowth or bacterial overgrowth in the top of the digestive system. It's been used for C. difficile, Clostridia difficile, Blastocystis hominis, various types of parasites, because it has that black walnut hole in it, which we know is good for lots of parasites, specifically worms, hookworms, roundworms, pinworms, and different types of funguses, specifically Candida is one that we know is often overgrown. We also know that it's really good for Lyme disease, the spirochete, and the co-infections that can accompany Lyme disease. So here are some unique uses that you might not have thought of before for Biocidin. It's important to start low and slow and know what you're doing. And especially if you're using it topically, don't leave it on for too long, and always start with caution. Check out my blogs and my videos for more info about how to use Biocidin and how to prepare yourself, and also how to deal with detox symptoms if you experience that while you're using it. So here at Healthy Habits Living, we are always here to keep you informed about how to use high quality supplements for your best health and optimal wellness goals. We are here to help you get healthy so you can stay healthy and be healthy.